Hi, I'm Allie Gisette, and today is Independence Day, my favorite holiday, and I wanted to take a quick minute and talk about Independence Day and Deep Past Resolution, because to me they go together really, really well. In my book, A Deep Past Resolution, we talk about reenactment, which is when the things that you do here are kind of reenacting things that happened perhaps in your unremembered past. And when you end up getting trapped in a cycle of reenactment, it can be really difficult to break out of that cycle, especially if you have no idea that it's happening. And that's one of the reasons why it can be great to study Deep Past Resolution, because once you start studying what it is and how it works and what to look for and the kinds of things that are possible to have happened in your deep past and how to resolve it, you can start breaking out of these deep patterns and step into a whole different type of living, really, a whole different type of lifestyle, a whole different way of looking at the world. Once you start breaking out of those old patterns, you'll notice that it feels like freedom, and that it really just, it feels like a weight lifts off you. It feels like the whole world, it just has a whole different tint to it. It just looks different, things feel different, because you feel freer to make your own decisions. When it comes to freedom, the freedom to make our own decisions, I think a lot of times we actually don't feel that free to make our own decisions. A lot of times, I mean, we know all about peer pressure and feeling pressured into different decisions and giving in to that kind of pressure from other people. We give into our own pressure internally in the cases of addiction. A lot of times we don't even know what we're addicted to. A lot of times there are things in our lives that we do habitually and we don't even realize that it's become almost involuntary until we try to stop it. Kind of like eating sugar. A lot of times you might not think you're a sugar addict, and then you try to give up sugar and you're like, oh my gosh, actually I am a sugar addict, you know? And so all of these kinds of things, anytime you find yourself embroiled in a behavior or a pattern that seems out of your control, a great place to look is into the deep past. What kind of circumstances are you trying to heal? What kind of circumstances happened before that have created a tendency to repeat here and now in this earth time frame? What kinds of decisions might you have made in the deep past that are still governing how you live your life now? For example, if you would take like war in heaven trauma and maybe feeling very helpless, maybe feeling like no matter what I do, it's not changing the outcome. If you get that kind of a belief stuck into your mind from that time frame, and you come here and you find yourself working really hard and you feel like you're just spinning your wheels and you don't move forward, why? Well, and maybe you even do belief work, maybe you're even doing energy work on it already and it's not seeming to make a difference. Maybe this trick is to go a step back into that deep past, find that original precipitating event and circumstance that caused you to create this belief system, and start resolving it from that point, so that you can create a new pattern of, when I put in effort towards something, it comes to fruition. I can put in effort and receive a reward. I can see the fruits of my labors. These kinds of things could be replacement beliefs for an old pattern that might be rearing its ugly head in your life. And that's just an example pattern, but virtually everybody has, you know, these different kind of weird patterns that we all unconsciously are going through, and sometimes we are conscious about it. When I first started studying energy work years ago, the first thing I did, I found some kind of book. It had a list of different kinds of beliefs that would not be helpful to you, and it was like, get rid of all of these beliefs. And I I would go through the list and start deleting them, but sometimes some would come back, you know, and I would do a lot of work and then it would just come back. And I didn't know what to do with it until I started working with Deep Past Resolution, and I realized that the reason why these beliefs, these patterns, these habits were continually coming back was because I was not going deep enough. I thought that I could just delete the belief and it would be gone, when in reality I needed to heal the circumstance that created that belief when it occurred the first time. Maybe 10,000 years ago, you know, maybe who even knows how long before, but back when we were spirits, before we were born, we still had thoughts, we still were thinking, we still had feelings, we still interacted with each other, we had conversations, we reacted to those conversations, we had our different beliefs and different feelings about things. And so, so going back, all the way back, and changing things from there, that was really what made a big difference for me. And I believe it can make a big difference for you. So, so if you have not read Deep Past Resolution yet, I have to recommend it to you. And if you have, then I have to recommend that you reach out about my class about it, because the book just barely skims the surface, and there is really so much more there that can really revolutionize the way that you see the world in just the best way, and really set you on a jumpstart path of resolving these issues that might be recurring over and over again, breaking out of some patterns that have been holding you back. So yeah, it's Independence Day, setting ourselves free from patterns of the past. That is my passion. And I hope that you have a great day. Bye.